Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. This is the course MIS 703 Research Method on Information System. Welcome to the course. So this is the first topic which discuss on research on information system. So the essence of this topic, number one, is to provide an overview of research on information systems. The content that we will be discussing in this chapter are as on the slide. There are seven topics or seven elements that we are going to discuss in this session. Okay, the first one, definition of research. Research can be defined as the process of finding solutions to a problem after a thorough study and analysis of situational factors. In this definition, there are several terms that require elaboration. The first one is process. When we talk about process, it involves several activities. These activities will be like problem definition, developing research questions, developing research objective, doing literature review, developing theoretical framework, conceptual framework, collecting data, analyzing the data, interpreting the results of the data analysis. So these are some of the processes that involve in research. And in this definition also, you can see the word thorough. When we talk about thorough, means it has to be all embracing. We cannot miss or skip any of the activity, because if you miss any of the activity, it will affect the final outcome or the final results of the research. And you can also see the word analysis, meaning to say when it comes to doing research, we cannot run away from doing analysis. So it will involve data collection in the form like using questionnaire, survey questionnaire, or probably you'll be doing interview, observation, or doing focus group. Basically, you will be collecting the data, and these data need to be analyzed using appropriate analysis tool or technique. For example, if you are collecting data and the data appear in the form of numbers, like you normally use in survey research using questionnaire, so all the responses are in the form of numbers. So you may need to use statistical analysis to analyze the data. But if you interview participants or informant, so what you will be getting will be words and sentences. So these are also data and need to be analyzed. But the way we analyze such data is different the way we analyze numbers. Okay, we may not be using any statistical tool for analyzing such data. Okay, of the situational factors, that means of the phenomenon. So we study a phenomenon and then we collect data from the context of the phenomenon. We will analyze the data. Okay, so that problem exists in a context. So this is the definition of research. A very comprehensive activities that will be involved. But it will start from a problem, meaning to say the problem will actually spark the need to conduct the research, and then after that there will be a lot of activities involved. Finally, you will either get a total solution to the problem, or if not complete solution, at least part of the problem is solved through the conduct of the research. Of course, there are many other definitions if you look at other textbooks on research method, but the essence of this definition is basically the same. That is, you can see the word process, and then you can see the word thorough, study, analysis. All right. Okay. Now, having understood what is meant by research, let's look at the purpose of research. Why do we embark on a research? Why researcher conduct research? Okay. Now, there are two purpose. Generally there are two research that a researcher may embark upon. The first one is called applied research. Now, this type of research is normally done when we want to solve a current problem. Okay, so the outcome of the research, the outcome of the study, basically the findings will be implemented right away. For example, in an organization, you see the employee are not performing. In other words, their productivity is not increasing, is not improving. So you may want to find out what are the reasons that cause them uh, not to be improving in their productivity. So you may engage a researcher, and this researcher will conduct an applied research, get the findings, and the findings will be implemented right away so as to improve the current situation. So such study is called applied research. So applied research is meant to be applied. The findings is meant to be implemented right away. So in contrast, researcher also engage in a type of study which is called basic research. This basic research is also called fundamental research. Now, basic research or fundamental research is not so much towards implementing the outcome or the findings right away, but the main purpose, the main reason is to generate a body of knowledge, okay, to improve the current situation. And this basic research can be further divided into three types of research. The first one is called exploratory, number two is called descriptive, and the third one explanatory. So a researcher can engage in an applied research or a basic research. And this basic research can be further divided into that three. So what is meant by exploratory research? Now, exploratory research is normally undertaken when you have got limited knowledge about certain phenomenon. In other words, not much has been recorded about the situation, about the phenomenon. Because of the limited information you have about certain situation, so you may want to explore further. So sometimes this exploratory study is also called preliminary study. So the main focus of exploratory study is to dig further about the current situation so that it can improve our understandings. Okay, so in exploratory study, normally that particular phenomenon is not well researched. So not many literature discussing about the phenomenon, and there isn't any theory or any framework or any model can truly reflect the current phenomenon. So because of that, researcher embark on exploratory study. Now, another type of study is called descriptive study. So this type of study is undertaken where you want to explain, describe the current situation or the phenomenon. So you have certain area that you want to focus on, which is called aspect of the situation, which is also called variables. So you focus on these variables and you want to describe the situation. So in quantitative study, which we will discuss after this, normally you will be using descriptive statistics to describe the phenomenon. Okay, so the goal of descriptive study is to provide description about the current situation. Okay, right. The third study is called explanatory research. Now, explanatory research normally looks into relationship between variables, between aspect of interest. Okay, this relationship can also appear in the form of cause and effect, but normally in social science research or management research, like in our field, we will not be looking into cause and effect. The focus, the concern will be looking into association or relationship, meaning to say what will happen to one variable when this variable changes in terms of its value. So later on we will discuss about what we call independent variables, dependent variables. Okay, so what will happen to the dependent variables when there is a change in value on the independent variables? What will happen to the dependent variable when there is a change of value in the independent variable? All right, so normally this exploratory research is is or you develop a theoretical framework together with hypothesis. So you will test the hypothesis. Okay, that is very normal, especially when you. Okay, having discussed the definition of research and also the purpose or the reason why we embark on a research, it is now to test our understanding. Okay, so for that reason, I want to search for two research report. It can be journal article or conference article or even a thesis on any topic on information system. So try to identify one research article that use quantitative research approach and the other one use qualitative research approach. Maybe you still do not understand the differences between the two, but I will discuss the differences between these two different approaches in my subsequent slides in this chapter. And then read the article that you have identified, and then from there try to figure out the type of research that the researcher or the author had used for the study, whether it was an applied research or whether it was a basic research. And if it is a basic research, try to distinguish whether it is an exploratory research or a descriptive research or an explanatory research. Okay.